What is up? I'm Gareth, this is Film and Photo, and today we're going to be looking at some awesome gift ideas for photographers. Hi, thanks for joining me back on my channel. I'm Gareth and I'm a photographer and videographer based here in North Norfolk. Today we're looking at a couple of things that my wife bought me for Christmas and that I just wanted to show you. The first being the Movo MB200, which comes with this little kitty which screws into the base of your camera, and it then comes with this part which you can put on a strap on your backpack. Just slots in like so and fixes into place, and it makes it a lot easier to carry around. Very impressed with that. I've used it a couple of times already and it actually is a really big help. The other that I'm most excited to show you about is the Loupedeck, which I have not had a go with yet. So I'm going to show you it and hopefully get it all set up while you're watching, and then you can see sort of how easy it is to pick up and how quickly it can make a difference. So the first thing that you'll notice is it's actually really well put together. I mean, they've put a lot of effort into the boxing and into the product itself. It looks and feels really smart. So let's get this plugged in and installed. I think the first thing we need to do is check and see if there's any drivers that we need. Set up. I'm going to set up on the Mac. Really excited to use this. I've seen it used in a few videos, and I think it's going to really speed up the Lightroom process. So we're just going to wait for this to download. So we've got that all installed and I've opened up Lightroom. I've selected a few of the photos to work with from New Year's Day. So we're just going to have a quick go through them, see how some of these buttons work. I'll do a fuller review in a later video when I've had a bit more of a chance to familiarise myself. So we'll start with this one. We'll try and avoid using the mouse where possible. So we'll start with the temperature. We can get a bit more warmth. Warm it up slightly. And then what we'll do is we'll bring down the highlights, bring a bit more information back into the sky. That's nice. And push the shadows up a little just to even out the image. Then what we can do is use these just like you would on the sliders. So we have the contrast, bump the contrast a little bit, and the clarity, not too far on that one. Pull the exposure down slightly. So this is all working pretty much is exactly the same way as you expect it to. D1 I believe is set to dehaze. So we can roll it up or bring it down, and you can see it affecting the slider as we're doing this. So that's really nice. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Okay, so what you'll notice with this one is it needs leveling out. So with the main dial, I believe we can crop in to level out the photo, much better. And then we'll just do the same again, so warm the picture up a slight bit, pull the exposure down a touch, pull the highlights down again. See, that's brought a lot more back into the sky. Shadows will just lift a touch. And the whites and the blacks. So there's a nice bit of contrast in there. So what we also have got is these colours. So we can push the blues slightly more to the teal. And then if we hit saturation, we can then push the saturation up. And then luminance, how illuminated they are. So there's not a lot of blue going on in that one. Let's have a look at the reds and the oranges. So you can see them changing on the roofs of buildings, which moves this luminance right down. Or we can move it right back up, shift the colour of them. So obviously I'm not doing an edit where I'd be happy with it at the moment, but this is just to sort of highlight some of the things you can do with it. Another nice thing that you'll notice when pressing the buttons, they actually reset the sliders. So if we can reset the shadows, reset the highlights, reset the exposure. Yep, and you can press the rollers as well. So let's go into a slightly more interesting picture, perhaps the fireworks. Actually, let's have a look at this one. Okay, so this one again needs to be realigned so that it's straight. Great, happy with that. Let's pull the blacks, more black. Pull the highlights. So we get a bit more information there in the fireworks. And their clarity, or the dehaze even. Get rid of some of that smoke. Do we need to play? Yeah, so this one's the sharpness. So there's also a function key which works much like it does on the keyboard. So it gives different sliders a different attribute. So this one is obviously a vignetting. It gives it a bit of an interesting. And another nice thing you've got here is the before and after button. So that's what it was before, and that's what we're left with. And export, let's assume that's going to open up the export settings. Not entirely sure what that's done. So another thing that we can do is we have these, which I believe is set to presets. Yeah, so we can work through different presets. I'm assuming that I can program these to which ones I want. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with these. I think it's going to really speed up my process, help me create some more presets quicker. So I'm looking forward to really getting to know it. Thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed. I plan on doing a full review of the Loupedeck in a future video, so please come back for that. If you like this video, give it a like. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and give me your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I will see you in the next video.